You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live, Geek Nerd Tech, featuring a weekly roundup of tech news and gossip. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live, Geek Nerd Tech.
Welcome to Geek Nerd Tech. Right?
Yes.
We're definitely rolling now. Oh, Superman.
Just for you.
Okay, I'll take it. You don't want to bust my 1987 rap? Is that what you're saying?
Nope. I was going to skip it today. I was like, nope.
Welcome to Geek
Just
Nerd
kidding.
Tech, the show where we break down nerd culture, tech news from a black and brown geek perspective. I'm Joe Braswell is my name. I'm joined as always by my man Achilles Shine.
What up, man? I have no sound in my headphones, but what up?
Oh, okay. Can you hear me though?
I can hear. There we go. There we go.
Sound
Yeah,
right.
I'm in the building.
There you go. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Meet me in this mofo.
All right. I'm joined as always, but this time on panel by the lovely Alexis Torres.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Alexis. How are you?
I'm good.
It's good to see you in person.
I know. Instead of being behind the
Behind the
booth.
glass.
Yeah.
The glass.
The glass.
As long
The
as-
Google Glass.
As long as they don't tap on it, because then I
Right.
get scared.
Lots to discuss. We were off for a week, a couple weeks it feels like, right?
It's
Then we
it's
worked
been
a
too-
week, and then we
Wait,
had Memorial Day.
Yeah.
How everybody have a good Memorial Day out there? You guys?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
man. It's filled with a lot of work.
Yes.
Just work.
Work. Same with me.
Yeah.
No.
Same here. I was working.
Okay. I did not work.
Oh.
I actually played a lot. My friend Steve's birthday, business partner Steve. Happy birthday, Steve Berry. A lot happened.
Steve.
It was fun. All right. So no one cares, but I will tell you this. Let's get into some tech news and some pop culture news. I do want to talk about some movies, though, later in the show, because I did see.
Magic Mike.
Yeah, Magic Mike XXL.
I knew it.
I got the advanced preview,
I knew you did.
and I got to tell you right now, I got nothing.
Dear God.
Your boy Michael Strahan's in it. I know you're happy to see. And how about that?
Who are you talking to, Lexus?
I'm talking to you.
Nope.
Shine.
Nope. Honey Bunch is a nope. That's
All
not
right.
how that works.
No, I want to get some tech news. I want to talk about Google. Google has confirmed the buy button. The dreaded buy button. What's so dreaded? I mean, this seems like the natural evolution of things. The Code Conference last Wednesday. There are a lot of tech conferences, by the way.
We live in a tech.
Yeah, I was going to
There's
say.
just more and more, tech conferences, like the Code Conference.
Yeah.
But the Code Conference on Wednesday, the big thing is that the next sort of e-commerce thing to come is the buy button. Now, Google via YouTube already has autoplay ads a lot. We all are, we all know the autoplay ads. We know the ads that we can skip in 5 seconds.
Right.
Some we can't skip at all, depending on how much money they pay, I guess.
Yep.
Now there'll be a button. If you like what you see, click buy.
Yeah. I mean,
What's wrong with that?
nothing's wrong with it. I mean, you
I
think
think it's
that
scary.
all the big guys are doing it, Amazon, Facebook, and Google. You got to think that most sales are still being conducted offline in brick and mortar stores. A lot of people will search on Google for products that they like and figure out where they can find them. But the conversion rate of actually searching and finding something and then purchasing it online is very low, still low. So their idea is like, hey, well, we're going to try to reduce the steps to make it, facilitate, more buys for consumers and make our advertisers more happy and make their ad dollars worth it. So that's kind of like the move. And obviously Google is the titan. They want to keep people on their site, and that's the whole point. So if you're searching for stuff, we don't want you to search and leave our site. We want you to
Right.
search and stay on it and buy from our site as well.
I want to ask you in a second if you would use this, Alexis, but I do want one question. This is Google is going to control this. They're not throwing you off to Amazon or throwing you off to the actual site provider.
That's right.
They're going to have their own sort of e-commerce backend.
That's right.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, are they big enough for that? That's a joke.
Nah, they couldn't possibly be.
It's a joke. Would you use this, Alexis?
I would. Is it weird that when I first read this story that it just reminds me of just being that lazy, typical, I don't need to search it or anything. I just buy.
Well, I mean, you're talking about the Wall-E of
Yeah.
yeah. We're all going to be a bunch of You know, the world
Slugs.
depicted in the movie, in the Disney Pixar film WALL-E, is where we're all headed. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen WALL-E.
Yeah.
Like Lola.
Is it really?
But,
no. Damn, I just threw you under the bus, girl.
she needs to see it. But yeah,
You got to think though, like, I mean, have you bought anything online? Like most of the stuff that you buy, is it online?
yeah.
Is it most of the stuff you buy? is
I'm
online?
still a brick and mortar guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, I like to, but I do purchase quite a bit online. I do not purchase quite a bit. The conversion rate for me in general on things I see on an ad on Google is not. I mean, the conversion rate. I rarely see anything online that via video or ad that makes me want to go and buy that immediately.
Of course.
That conversion rate isn't there for me yet. I think it has a lot to do with content. The only conversion rate I would say. The only thing that has a high conversion rate for me is movies.
You got
trailers.
You got to think for the consumer too. Like you give a consumer more time to decide, most likely they're going to decide no. So you reduce the time so that that impulse. You capture that impulse. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this looks like a cool thing. Oh, I can just buy it right now and it already deducts it from my credit account. Versus like, you click a link and it goes to another page and now you have to put in information. Like you're thinking now, like, do I really want this? No, I don't want this, so I'm out. Versus like the one stop, one click, and now you're good. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it makes sense, and I feel like it would definitely, from a consumer standpoint, that if it's better than you having second thoughts. But at the same time, I feel like it can also be a problem because let's say you're like, oh, maybe I don't want to buy it, and then just slip of the thumb, you buy it, and then that's it.
Well, I mean, I'm sure. Hopefully, I would imagine there's a couple of like, are you sure mechanisms in there. But for me, and we'll move on. But for me, I'm not that big of an impulse buyer, but I do. Right. What I do love though are the Postmates of the world and those things. Because the food. Now, if I saw a sizzling steak and I can click there and I can have that delivered, they would give me every time. Now, if it's just like a T-shirt,
man, that's bad.
No.
Or it's
bad news.
car.
That's bad news.
You know what I'm saying? Like so I'm just telling you. And also, the bottom line is, I think it really, you don't underestimate the power of the content itself. I think that when you talk about this stuff, we talk about videos, but especially like seeing a picture of something or seeing a traditional commercial or an ad is going to make me click and want to buy, whatever, an Apple Watch, unless something has to be, it's the content itself. So we'll see how that works out. Or a Fitbit, which is our next story. Oh. So Fitbit, Keely, you still have your Fitbit? You still rocking that thing?
Got it on.
I like the Fitbits. I can't afford one right now, but that's definitely gonna be. It's on my birthday wish list.
Before I get into this story, like, how you still pro Fitbit? You're rocking it just to not be wrong.
I'm still pro Fitbit. To be honest, I haven't heard much about the Apple Watch in terms of its fitness performance. I have a few friends that have the watch, and they're like, it's cool, but the Fitbit, I like it. I think in terms of all the fitness trackers that are out there, I think it's the most accurate in terms of like floors climbed, steps taken, amount of sleep, and calories burned. I think it's the most accurate. I like the design still. I think the user interface, the software aspect of it is awesome. Like you're able to, it's the same thing that you have the Fuel Band. You're able to compete with friends. You get badges. So it's kind of cool. Like I like it. Yeah.
I'm ready to make that purchase. Probably within the next, whenever the next time I have any money. But so it's gonna be the Apple Watch or the Fitbit. I know I'm on record on this show for saying that Apple Watch is my thing. I'm all excited about it. That excitement has sort of like waned, I will say.
Really?
Give me my credit.
I will say.
Give me my credit. On air.
I'm not out yet.
I'm gonna get it the first day.
Okay.
Your Joe impression is ridiculous.
I did not get it the first day. You were right about that. I'm a little less excited about it than I was.
All right, so you'll get the generation 2 or 3.
I'm still excited. I'm a little less excited about it. I was really, really excited about the fitness mostly, and then I feel like, geez, I don't want to get if I might spending $500 for a fitness. For a fitness application, which I may or may not be able to get on the Fitbit. Yeah. Anyway, but that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is Jawbone, which is also a pretty decent company with some pretty decent products. No, you're out of Jawbone?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Disparaging Jawbone, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of weak, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, I have the Jawbone joint, the wireless joint.
Okay.
Oh, I liked it.
Yeah. Actually, it wasn't that good either.
Okay.
Maybe Jawbone's out. Maybe I'm on Jawbone. Anyway, Jawbone is suing Fitbit for plundering all their products. Primarily, that's the plundering. Primarily, like basically, Fitbit as they grew and as Jawbone really experienced some crazy growth, and they kind of flattened out.
Yeah.
But Fitbit kept growing, and as they were growing, as they rocketed past Jawbone, they allegedly reached in and stole a lot of their employees, like actually actively.
That sound like some salty people.
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna say.
you stole our employees and our ideas. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. What happened was that they innovated better and faster, and you got your ass whooped.
Yeah.
I mean, because Jawbone, versus Fitbit, you're able to sync, all your stats, Bluetooth or wirelessly.
Right.
For Jawbone, you have to stick that joint into something. So I mean, there's a whole lot of differences between the two. But to me, this is ridiculous. Like, Fitbit is killing. There might have been employees that did cruise over, but I mean, you can't be that bold and say you stole ideas.
This reminds me a lot of the old, PC Apple situation back when, famously Bill Gates, somehow saw and was very jealous of the graphic user interface that Steve Jobs had created in the Apple in their initial Macintosh,
Right.
and was really freaking out over it. And the next thing you know, out comes a little thing called Windows. And Steve Jobs was very upset about that, and Windows went on to be Windows, and Apple ended up being okay. But it happens when people are sort of close in that. I'm not so dismissive of this claim, but my thing is, so what?
Yeah, I feel
I
like
mean,
businesses do that all the time, don't they?
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
So,
I mean,
kinda-
what's the quote? What's the Picasso quote? Every good art is stolen, or every
Yeah.
artist steals. I mean, it's the same thing,
Right.
even in business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything is adaptive. Everything is a culmination of the next thing. So,
Okay,
Smart.
cool. Well, the car shows are coming, and this is the year, 2016 or 2015 is supposed to be the year of the Wi-Fi enabled car, and so and we're talking like already. The car that we just got is Wi-Fi enabled.
Yeah, my sister got one.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Like Wi-Fi in the car.
Yeah.
But beyond that, like CarPlay is finally coming, and CarPlay is Apple's sort of right. It's
Apple's.
Apple's interface that is for their iPad, if you will, in the car. Like if you've been inside of a Tesla or seen a Tesla, you see their giant touch screen.
So pretty.
So CarPlay is coming in Tahoes and a bunch of other Chevrolets, and then Android Auto has another one. Now, what I'm confused about is, are you able to choose Android Auto or CarPlay?
Yeah, it has both. It has both software interfaces built into the car. So,
Okay.
I mean, obviously, both of these devices are used a lot in society. So they wanted to offer it to, both companies to, make it balance, make it fair. So,
So in our household, in Alexis and I's household,
Exactly, there might
we're
be
together. She's a Android person.
Exactly, you're
Yeah.
I'm an Apple person. So if we're driving around, and she can switch over to CarPlay.
right.
That'd be nice.
Okay, I mean not CarPlay. Switch over to
Yeah,
Android
go to
Auto,
Apple, yeah.
whatever it is.
I think it's dope about this story is that Chevy is trying to position themselves as an innovator, and like they're saying that they're promoting the fact that they, out of all their fleet of vehicles, they have the most vehicles that have this type of technology. And I think that, it's key. I mean, how many times do you want to not have to pick up your phone or your iPad to control the music or control whatever? Like
Sure.
you can do it straight while you're driving on your steering wheel, or even it might even be Siri enabled, the Siri
Which would
CarPlay.
be,
You know what I'm saying?
that was my main concern, because I'm all for being able to have the latest technology and everything that you use. I'm usually just afraid, because phones is already a problem with people driving. So having a giant pad in your car might be a little bit more distracting. But I
Right.
feel like if it has the Siri technology, you can just be like, Siri, play
I
Pandora.
think that's the
Right.
point. I think the
Yeah.
point is it is for sure Siri enabled, because obviously we're talking about text messages here.
Yeah.
And they have the apps that we see there are the main apps. Now, so your phone, your music. This is also Apple's idea to sort of get your iTunes interface into your dash, which
Which is smart.
Get your beats in there.
Yeah. Well, get your beats in there, exactly. Your Apple
order
Maps.
beats
It's
from your car.
also to get you off of your existing GPS and be able to use Apple Maps.
Okay.
So that's great for them. And
I mean, 'cause
also,
you got to think like, Apple's developing their own POI. They already have their own POI, points of interest, with their maps.
Yep.
So they're able to suggest,
Yeah.
cool locations while you're driving.
Like the Mac store.
Exactly.
Like
the Mac
the
store,
Mac
by the
store.
way.
Come by the Mac store. But most importantly, in the dashboard, you will have your podcast app.
Hey.
So, which is a huge thing coming for 2016.
Exactly.
Cars will be.
Everybody's gonna have the G&T
Everybody-
already downloaded. You know how the
Downloaded.
YouTube
As they
album was
should.
downloaded on
Exactly.
everyone's phone?
Yes.
They're gonna have the G&T downloaded on everyone's car.
I agree. Okay, so speaking of Apple, Apple's also making some real strides here to sort of take on Google Now. Now, I don't.
Oh, all right.
I'm not sure I understand exactly. I understand that what was proposed in iOS 9 in the search, and they've got all these cool AR augmented reality apps, and put your phone up, and there's a lot of cool things coming for the new operating system iOS 9 and the next generation iPhones. But tell me about Google Now, Keely. Like, do you know what
Yeah,
the?
I know a
Do you
little.
know?
No, I know a little bit about it, but I don't know much.
I'm not jumping in the spot. I mean, I don't quite.
I mean, the whole thing that Apple's doing is they're calling it proactive, and it's to compete against the Google Now, and essentially, like, take an analysis of Siri. It sucks versus the Google application of it. I forgot what it's called, but it's way better. It's way more
better.
enhanced. It's way more accurate. It's way more specific.
It understands your voice better.
Exactly.
It gives you things that's way better.
And not just that, Google Now, the way, like, it's taking your analytics, it's taking the analytics from your phone, what you use, what you do on the phone every day, who you text, who you call, what apps you use, and it's taking that information and it's providing you a better user experience. So if you're on a certain app all the time, it's going to bring that app to the forefront. And say you want to use the maps, or say you want to combine it with say you have a business meeting and you want to combine that with your calendar. You want to combine the calendar with your maps. So it's going to suggest to you, like, hey, traffic time will be this for you to get on time for your meeting at 5 o'clock. You need to leave at this time. So it's pushing the things that you use regularly to the forefront. So what they're trying to do with proactive is exactly that. It's Mac's version of doing that, of figuring out a better way for you to use your apps, use your phone, and it gives you a quicker experience.
Okay.
Which is, I'm all for that, because I feel like, especially with phones, like if you're not driving specifically, but anytime you're doing something, I like that anything that you've recently used more than once, like if you scroll down or anything like that, it comes up like, oh, did you want to use this again? Or do you want to use Messages or Google Maps? So if they can make that a faster way instead of me actually looking for my phone or the app that I need, that would be really nice.
I don't use any of the stuff, and I really want to. I don't even use Siri enough. I used to use Siri a lot. I didn't use Siri at all. I know the Google app is fantastic. The commercials are really great for it.
They are.
I feel like that, but all of this sort of predictive and projective stuff that you're talking about, like being able to like take this information and understand it and utilize it, is something that's really interesting to me. And I wonder, I think I want to try to start testing it out and really start using this stuff, because I do use, as we talked about here, I do use my Xbox a lot to change the channel and da. Do you use your Xbox voice at all, Keely?
I do.
Xbox One?
I do.
Yeah, you have Xbox
But
One.
I mean,
as
I
well.
only have like half a game because my people to the right have yet to let me borrow half a game.
Halo.
Half a game.
Are you still playing?
Titanfall.
Titanfall.
Yeah,
Wait,
Do you
still
like it?
Yeah, I be whipping that ass.
Oh, look
I need
at
to get
you.
Titanfall. Maybe I'll cop that. Like, I need to get a Titanfall and get.
Get your ass whooped.
I'm not good at those. I need a campaign mode. I'm not good at except for Halo. Halo's the only.
It's so good though. Like you can't really
Yeah.
like Halo's just a good franchise.
Maybe I'll get up in some Halo tonight. Actually,
should.
Man, that sounds kind of funny. Maybe I'll get up in some Halo.
all up in some Halo.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go back in the booth now.
And anyway, I think, my last point about this story, I think
Yeah.
it's fascinating because we talk about on the show a lot the Internet of Things and how particular devices will start to communicate with each other. This is a story about how apps and how the internal components of a phone will start to communicate with each other to provide
scary.
you a better experience. And
It's really scary.
Sounds like every other Scarlett Johansson movie.
Man,
Sounds like her.
Becoming a
Sounds
USB?
like, what's the other one? When she's a computer. Come on.
Space.
No.
you talking about we just talked
Talk about
about it.
Lucy?
Yeah, Lucy.
Lucy.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was
Lucy.
like, are we talking about Lucy right
Yeah,
now?
well, and her-
Where
she
she becomes
becomes
a USB?
Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly.
spoiler alert, guys.
Spoiler alert. She's a fine.
Sorry, Lola.
And then Wally comes. All right. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that plays out. I want to skip this one, Jonathan. I want to skip this one because I'm gonna move on to what I think should have happened a long time ago, Akili, because the drone parachute.
What?
This is funny to me.
Tell me. I don't know anything about this. Tell me what this is.
Well, I think finally the idea is coming. Where this is a new. It just seems like the biggest no-brainer of an idea for me ever. But a lot of drone operators, a lot of concern with drones from the FAA and other folks around is that you're flying your thing, your battery goes low, something happens, you disconnect, you got a range, and your drone just falls from the sky and kills people. That's
What?
This is the concern. Now most drones worth their salt are GPS enabled,
Right.
and before the battery starts to die,
Yeah.
they immediately return home to base. That's how they
Yeah,
work. So
I knew that.
you don't normally have that, but you never know.
If you have any type of malfunction or power failure, you might fly it into something while in air and might knock it off course. And so,
Okay.
Right.
what this is doing is providing you an additional safety net, and also it's providing more safety for those on the ground just walking like, hey, someone come and hit
Hey,
them.
I know
like,
some people who've gotten hit by flying objects, and it's
Well,
terrible.
really?
Yeah, like someone was walking at a con and a piece of plywood fell off of something and hit her right in the
we should have
head.
developed the plywood parachute.
The plywood parachute.
Parachute.
Well, I like this idea because I do like, there's we've worked with drones a couple times. Akili, I know that we'll be working some drones again. And like
Oh,
the
my
notion
word.
of the bigger the drone,
the bigger the parachute.
the bigger the drone, the bigger the possibility that something may fall in the sky and kill someone.
right.
So
Chicken Little wasn't too far off.
Look,
then.
as it's coming down, if there's a drone parachute, that makes me feel a lot better. I don't know. I think this is a no-brainer.
This parachute didn't deploy.
Well, I just think this is something that will. What do you think this will help the FCC? I'm sorry, the FAA approve drones for things like the Jeff Bezos, Amazon delivery, and all those other things? Do you think that this will something like, or is this just?
I can't see it hurting. Really?
I think I think this is a good idea. I mean, it sounds gimmicky to me, but I'm like, I feel a lot
Hey man,
safer.
as long as it doesn't hit me in the face, I don't really care.
Parachute deploys. I don't know. What do you don't like this, Keely, do you?
I don't dislike it. I think that it's a good step in the right direction to provide and offer safety. I do think it's kind of gimmicky, but I get the point. Like you want to save your investment because drones are not cheap, and you want to make sure that people are safe. So I get it. And like in terms of your question, it being more institutionalized, is that going to help the argument for it? The parachute edition? I don't know. I don't think so.
Parachute edition.
I don't
They
think
make
so.
pants.
Nah.
Parachute.
Because I mean, it's the main argument is safety, right? Well, also when you're talking about these drones that will allegedly deliver stuff, they're carrying these big boxes around. What if they drop the box? There's no parachute in the box.
God, that would be terrible.
So
Oh my God, are these going to be the new storks that will tell children in the future that
There you
there's
go.
no storks, there's just drones bringing babies now?
bringing home.
And they're
Anyway,
just like, drop.
that's,
Sorry, that was a dead baby joke. I'm sorry.
No, it's that baby joke.
just
It's a
said that.
G&T. All right.
But I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at it.
Okay, so let's get into some pop culture stuff because, Upfronts just happened a couple weeks ago, and one of the big things that came out of Upfronts was the Supergirl announcement. They as we know, CBS has been developing the Supergirl TV show. They actually went and picked it up, and they did a 6-minute trailer.
I'm sipping my tea
Sorry,
over
take
here.
yourself out. They did a 6-minute trailer at Upfront, which has been online. Before we get into and then now the full episode of the pilot's been leaked, and people are like, are upset about that. But we never got to talk about Supergirl, and people are really divided on this thing. People are really upset about it. You seem like you're upset about it.
No, I'm actually in the middle. I personally think it's really awesome that we're finally going to have a female superhero on TV. I think that's awesome. I don't like the Devil Wears Prada plot. I think it's dumb.
But here's the thing. Okay, so just for those of you who don't know, Supergirl is a real comic book. Supergirl in the comic books is which I was already thin on this whole plot anyway. In the comic books, I always thought it was kind of weak.
I completely agree.
But it exists in comic in DC universe. Supergirl is her name is Kara. She is Kal-El's cousin, Superman's cousin, or his cousin. Anyway, his cousin who comes to Earth as well later. It has the same powers. She's Supergirl. it was sort of developed as not necessarily a comic book for girls, but it's sort of an alternative to what Superman was and lighter fare and everything else. So they brought this out, and frankly, I like it. I like the I like the Devil Wears Prada thing. I like all of that. I think it's very CW.
It's
very
very
CW. Like, I don't need another brooding, like frowning, like Supergirl,
No,
like
I'm
rah.
not.
Like, I want. Well, hold on. If you're gonna bring Supergirl, the only reason if you're gonna bring Supergirl to life, then you've got to bring the Clark Kent or the Kara, that whole storyline, which is also, it has to be as interesting, if not more interesting, especially on a primetime TV show. Like, people are going to be watching. You have to get people in the big tent. No one's going to really care to watch an hour
You
of
say
Supergirl.
you have to get people with big tits. What
Yes,
you say?
I did.
Big tent.
I swore you said
Big
that.
tent.
People
I swore you
into
said
the
that.
big tent.
Okay.
Network, television,
I
I think we
apologize.
just
I
got
apologize.
on the BHL. Like, never mind.
the big tent.
Okay, I'm sorry. I really thought you said something else. I'm
Not
like,
the
what do
big
you mean?
tits.
What is BHL After Dark? What's happening?
BHL After Dark.
No, I completely agree with you, and I don't mind the lightheartedness. That's awesome. I feel like, as a female watching it, I'm like, why does she? I don't know. I just thought
Well,
it was
this is
weird.
the, well, no, but see, I want to unpack this with you, because this is I'm not going to make you argue down your feeling, but
Yeah.
I feel like that's a knee-jerk reaction. Everyone's like, why she got to be all la la la, and then it's like, how about, oh, that's pretty good. Because I had that same thing when I first initially heard it. I was like, why is it going to be all? That's our watch. I'm like, you know what? This is charming.
Well, I'll tell you,
and she's
I'll tell you-
adorable,
I'll
and
tell
this
you
is great.
much. I'll
Go
tell you,
ahead.
it's not gonna make it.
You really don't think
No?
so?
Nah, it's not gonna make
Well, it
it.
also doesn't help that it's not on CW. It's on their sister network on CBS.
Well, it's
so
on, no,
I'm
it's
scared.
it's on CB, which is like a big, giant
yeah,
network.
which is awesome, but I feel like they should have stuck with CW because they're doing well with superheroes. But I know what they're trying to do. I know.
It's gonna tank.
You really think so?
I'll make a bet right now.
Really?
All right.
I think it's going to do okay.
I think it's
Man,
gonna
we
be
can make
okay
a
also.
BHL wager right now.
All right.
On air.
On-air wager.
You gotta wear a Supergirl outfit.
I
if you
will
win.
wear.
Oh
If
no!
this gets can't wait. Are we talking about canceled mid-season or if it makes the season? Because that's what,
No, I was just gonna
think-
say cancel.
I surmise it'll be canceled.
cancel won't make the season.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say it'll go the whole 22.
Ooh.
It'll get a season 2 pickup.
Okay, well, let's make
This
a
is
real bet. You
crazy.
could just, let's say you take me, whoever wins takes the next to the hottest movie that's out.
Okay,
There you go.
got it.
That's a good one.
So we won't know until probably we won't know until April. We'll get maybe hopefully early.
I'm
hopefully
gonna write this down because I know we're all
Yeah.
gonna forget about
Well,
this.
they could pick it up as soon as January.
I never forget my bets.
I know you
It
don't,
could
but
be picked up as soon as January. It could be a hit. They may be renew it out the gate.
Okay.
It's a runaway hit. We renew for season 2.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, what do you guys even talk about the fact that it's been leaked?
Okay, I'm sorry.
yeah, I was
so
gonna
it's been
say
leaked.
it's been leaked. Yeah.
I don't care,
Like,
man.
but you don't see that as a strategy that they're using. They use for the content that they think is going to tank. They
I
leak it to
do.
try
No,
to
but
build.
then again, Deadpool was leaked, and I think that's not going to tank at all. I think that's going to be so damn
Are you
big.
comparing Supergirl
I-
to Deadpool?
No, not to that extent, but I feel like, since superhero TV shows are doing so well right now, I feel like it's not to Deadpool level, but it's pretty damn close.
This
me
is-
personally,
I think
coming from a comic book nerd, I'm excited.
This is a ploy to me. This is. I think it's a fake leak. I mean, I
Yeah,
think
I
it's a
agree
leak.
so.
I mean,
Of course.
it's like the news that it's been leaked. I mean, no one can, like the pilot being leaked is nobody. I think CBS is really proud of the pilot. I think
Yes, they are.
So I think you can tell because they didn't do a trailer, they did a 6-minute. I mean, it's basically the whole episode in the trailer, a 6-minute trailer, which you do it up front.
I don't like those first looks because I feel like they give away too much.
Well, sure, but it's basically the. I mean, in the world of TV, the pilot episode is really it's a standalone thing anyway. The pilot episode's got to
Yeah.
get introduce you to the world, introduce you to the characters.
Yeah.
There's a lot to get done in a pilot. A pilot usually is its standalone thing, and then which is usually shot months before the rest of the series.
Yep.
So I mean, I get that logic. It's not really a spoiler.
I mean, hey, is that the new tactic? And that's what the article was trying to unveil. Like, hey, this might be a tactic that WB in particular uses for their content. They've done it multiple times in the past, where hey, something might not be too high or they're not getting the right ratings, and hey, well, we'll just leak it. I mean, because they
Yeah,
leaked a
true.
1080 version that has no watermark. Come on, in this day and age, who's gonna be that careless?
No
one.
It was
Nobody.
leaked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely not leaked. I agree. It was definitely put out.
And people
there.
could see through that.
Well, it was leaked. It was leaked by
Well, yeah,
CBS,
and-
for sure.
Yeah, and nobody really cares. They're just like, oh my god, we get to see footage.
But I think they leaked it because people were like, looks stupid. She never wears Prada. And then like, no, you should watch it.
No, I mean, my favorite thing out of that whole first look trailer was her costume changes.
Yeah.
Like the fact that she was trying to figure out what to do with her outfit. I was like, yeah, that's exactly what a new superhero would be doing.
Alexis, this is a charming TV show.
I'm not saying it's gonna do bad. I love it. I just don't like
adorable.
the plot.
It's charming.
Dude,
Like,
I think she's fantastic. I think she's gorgeous.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch.
I think writing wise, I think it's gonna be a little too close to like One Tree Hill kind of like talk. Personally.
Hit? That
It's
hit show, One Tree Hill?
No. I'm not gonna say it's gonna tank.
Okay.
I'm just saying as a person who's a fan of the comics, I'm kinda like,
It's
I
gonna
don't know. I think the writing's gonna be weird.
It's gonna tank.
But I think it's gonna do well. Personally.
Alan McBeal, Clarissa Flockhart,
Tank.
Oh, God.
Mrs. Han Solo.
No, yeah, alright, fine, alright.
I mean, wait, come on. How can you root against Han Solo's wife?
I'm just saying.
What kind of geek are you? It ain't gonna tank. All right, enough of that. Another one thing that actually is on the fence, and we got another
Tank.
whether or not this will tank or
What is
not,
happening?
is Fantastic Four. Now, Fantastic Four. Well, hold on. The Fantastic Four, which is owned by is the Marvel franchise, which is owned by Fox. Yeah. So Fox has had us. This is why it's not necessarily in the Marvel universe. We know that. We had two movies previously directed by Tim Story, black dude Tim Story, who's a great guy, great director. Shouts to Tim Story.
Yeah.
Directed the first Fantastic Four with Michael Chiklis and a bunch of other folks.
Oh, yeah.
Jessica Alba
Yeah.
and Chris Evans. And my man, the British dude who I can't remember his name,
Yeah.
can't pronounce it. And so they did two of those.
Right.
Well, the first one did okay enough to do a sequel, but not really well received by fans.
Right.
Although box office was okay. Like, and I liked Tim's story, but I wasn't really pleased with these. So Fox decided to reboot the franchise. They went a lot younger. They changed some characters up a little bit. Everyone's like, they're all like 20-somethings now, like early 20s. But the big kerfuffle, one of many kerfuffles, I'll say kerfuffle. The first kerfuffle has been mostly because the
Michael
movie
B.
is
Jordan,
well before
baby.
Michael B.
Hey,
Jordan.
man.
The movie has been sort of troubled, and they had to allegedly come in and reshoot the ending and do a lot of reshoots and have trouble with the director and lots of happening. But so they think they got it together now, but the movie's been troubled.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But most importantly, Johnny Storm is played by Mr. Michael B. Jordan,
A black man.
a black man,
Jeez.
which he's certainly not black in the comics. He's Johnny Storm is white. Not only is he white, he's Sue Storm's brother.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Sue Storm is white, Johnny Storm is white. That makes sense. Now in this, they're still brother and sister. Sue Storm is
she's
played
adopted.
by but they're still brother and sister.
Well, yeah, of course.
Sue Storm is played by Rooney Mara. Which one of the Mara sisters? One of them.
It's one of them.
Kate Rooney, one of them. Anyway, and so people are, I'm a long ass intro, but people are really upset about
Okay,
a
one of them
black.
Barry White
They're
intros.
No,
They're
it's like
usually
like a 30 minutes of strings.
Seriously.
Get to the point.
Barry White got the.
All right, I'm sorry.
Oh
I can't. I can't do a Barry White. Anyway, Johnny Storm's black people are pissed off, Geely.
Well, aren't they
Yeah.
always? I'm not.
They're-
I
First of all,
They're pissed off
are
because-
you okay with a black Johnny Storm?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Get out.
Of course, I think what I have a couple of takes. One, I think he didn't have to make such a formal message to people. I think he should.
Do you talk about Michael B. Jordan wrote a
I
letter,
have,
exactly.
I have
letter
a
to the
letter
fans?
up here, BT Dubs.
Okay.
I mean, but I
that.
see why he did
Thanks,
that.
John.
And I feel like what he outlined in his letter was very eloquent and very on spot in terms of the proper messaging. We live in a world that's very diverse. Like he said, go outside
love
to his
that.
critics. Go outside and wake up and
Yeah.
see what the world's like. So yeah, I get that you want to be a purist, you want to be a traditionalist with your comic and with your culture, your art. And so I get that point, but it has to be adaptive. I mean, we see this happening in all
the
different
time.
forms. Exactly, all different
Yeah.
forms of art. So I feel like,
So you okay with the Black Annie?
yeah, I am.
Hey,
actually.
man.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
it's- I
It's the
know,
same
it's
exact thing. Same exact
I mean,
argument.
it was the same thing with the Hunger Games where they were like, I didn't think Rue was black. And I was like, if you didn't read the books correctly, they said she was a dark-skinned woman. It didn't have, she could have been any type of minority, but it doesn't matter. They picked this cute little black girl and she did her role very
Sure,
well.
sure.
But everyone was sending her hate mail
Yeah.
and threats because like, oh, she's not black. How dare they? And it's like, But I love that
I mean, and two, like
it doesn't matter.
I think that we haven't had that many black male superheroes.
No.
Or people with superpowers rather. So like to see that on screen, I think is great.
Yeah.
I'm against it.
Okay, well, get your ass on out.
You see the door?
No, I think the letter was very eloquent.
Yeah,
you
I
have
have
it there,
it.
and
I have it
it's very eloquent. I think that I have no problem with this. I think that I get it. Look, it's one thing to change, smaller characters in the universe, but it's something to change main characters.
So Superman can never be black?
I mean,
they did make a comic of it.
But this is the debate. Look, I think Greg Berlanti, ironically, the creator of the Flash and the Arrow, and the guy who's like sort of the he's like the steward of the DC TV universe at least. Like he said something that's very eloquent on this on an interview with Elvis Mitchell. He spoke on this because he changed a lot of his characters in the Flash universe to so there's one of the main guys is gay. A few of the folks are black. In the DC universe in Superman, Perry White, they made, Lawrence Fishburne is black, he's Perry White.
Right.
In Supergirl, Jimmy Olsen's black.
Yep.
He comes in, I'm James, call me James Olsen. His brother comes in.
That's
So
the other thing I had a problem with, but I'm not going to get into it.
Oh, see?
Not the fact that he's black. I just, reading the comics, Jimmy Olsen's supposed to be this kind of like,
Yeah, man, it's a new dude.
But no, and I'm fine with that.
He's James now, he
When I
grew up.
first, that's what I like about it. I was
Can't
like,
be Jimmy
he grew
forever.
up. No, he can't be. And I'm really glad that he did that.
No, but the point, the point that Greg Berlanti made is comic books that we all grew up with are very, very white. The DC universe is very white. If you read, especially some of these, DC universe is like 70, like 80 years old. You go back to Superman, you won't find a black person in the entire universe for like 40 years of comics.
Yep.
You can read 40 years of comics and won't find a black person. So it's like, we can't, it's one thing to say that, our world now does not, maybe that the world didn't reflect that back then, but that's what they did it. But it'd be irresponsible for you to make a world now to say, well, I'm going to stick to the comics and everyone's white, not just the main characters, but because that world wouldn't, if you're doing that, if you're doing a version that was in 1932, maybe.
No,
everyone can be
not even a maybe.
No, I'm saying, if you're doing 1932, then maybe everyone can be white. But if you're doing a version in 2015, everyone in a major metropolitan city, guess what? Everyone's not going to be white.
Yeah.
So if you're doing an updated version, it's important to reflect the world that we live in right now.
Absolutely.
It's important for the kids who are watching the stuff to be able to see themselves like I never did growing up. I never saw myself.
That's a great point.
Never saw myself on TV. Never saw myself in comic books.
Well, you didn't see yourself on TV. You saw yourself on the news. You saw yourself
Yeah,
in negative portrayals of yourself.
saw myself
That's what I'm saying. We haven't
I
seen.
saw myself on Good Times.
Okay.
There you go.
We're in the projects.
Exactly. You never saw you having a superpower
Right.
or being a superhero or in a position to be a hero, to save, to help, or have a positive type of energy. Like you didn't see that. So for those reasons,
in
I'm
my
with it.
eyes, I also see it as you also just can't win either way because
Yeah.
if you go back to the last Airbender, everybody was losing their minds because they whitewashed the
Yeah.
whole movie. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, so now we're getting mad because they threw color into this one. Obviously, it didn't portray
Yeah,
the actual comics, and then this one, we have a black.
I'm very
Human Torch.
Well, this is where I get to be. I fit the words. I'm super hypocritical on this fact because when I'm the opposite. So when you have characters that are traditionally, minority or whatever they are, whether like for instance in The Hook, Tiger Lily is I think Rudy Mara is playing Tiger Lily. She ain't Native American.
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope.
In Airbender, you have all these white folks. I mean, I get that. That to me is like, God, we have so few. There's an opportunity here for you to have the minorities as they're written doing stuff. Let's have it right now. I think in the case of Peter Pan, the Tiger Lily character and a lot of these characters are very sort of, are also written in the 30s and kind of derogatory. They're really not the greatest portrayal of Native Americans or black people. So maybe it's their attempt to sort of say, hey, we're not going to do it like that, like Tonto. But they, Johnny Depp ain't no Native American.
Ew.
So I don't know. I'm gonna fence on that. I want to keep. That's why I'm a hypocrite on that.
But you know what I mean? It's just it's always one or the other. It's never a good middle ground, and I think it's really, really dumb.
All right, we like 4 minutes. Let's rapid fire through this thing. Movie reviews. Mad Max. Did you see it?
Yes, twice. It's awesome.
Okay, I saw
love
it
it.
twice. It's awesome. Achilles Shine. Please tell me you saw this
Not
movie.
yet.
Ah!
Hey man, I apologize. I gotta get these
yo.
stacks. I gotta get these stacks.
How is this
While y'all playing
possible?
video games and going to movies,
Stop
I'm over here
it.
getting these millions.
Oh, whatever.
All right, You need to see that movie immediately. That movie is fantastic.
It's so great.
If that's a you of all people, we already had a discussion
Yeah,
off air.
yeah.
I'm gonna have that. I was hoping you'd already saw it.
I got it on my phone.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you do actually, but that's not where you should see that movie by any means.
You should see it on the big screen.
in 3D and IMAX. Okay.
I have not seen it in 3D.
Tomorrowland, you?
I'm going to.
I've
going
seen
to.
that one.
Oh, you saw?
No.
You lie. I was gonna throw this cup.
Yeah,
You saw Tomorrowland over Mad Max. I did make some time to see Tomorrowland. I have not seen that. Do want to see that? San Andreas is coming out tomorrow or tonight at midnight.
Oh yeah.
You gonna be there at midnight tonight?
I ain't gonna be nowhere.
The Rock and the helicopter?
Man.
No,
I got to see a few previews of it through friends and things, and it's a typical disaster movie. I won't say if it's good or bad.
I was out on this movie. I'm kind of gone to 180. I might be in.
That's right.
I might
The
be in
Rock.
this
The
movie.
Rock is in the building.
The Rock.
I love The Rock and everything,
He's
so
won
I'm
me
biased.
over. Okay, really quickly before we get out of here, Uncharted 4.
I'm actually going to skip our video game news today to do more giveaways, if you don't mind.
Okay. Wait. Nothing Uncharted 4, thumbs up, thumbs down?
No, thumbs up, for sure. I
Okay.
feel like Uncharted 4, because the fact that they're pulling out all the stops for all the graphics and everything and the story, oh my god, it's going to be amazing. Especially
Okay.
for the PS4 and the Xbox One. Come on.
All right.
But anyway.
Give some shit away.
Yes, I am going to give some shit away. Thank you.
Go.
So Loot Crate just came in. So if you like, subscribe,
Look
and...
at that shit.
Damn.
That's how you giving it away.
I mean, if you're gonna take it.
I'm fucking with you.
So if you like, subscribe, and share our video today on Friday, you get to get a Avengers decal that came in that only comes in through Loot Crate. You can't get this anywhere else unless someone sold it on eBay.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then if you retweet my tweet when I do share out the link, you get a
Got
one-of-a-kind
the laces?
Marvel laces.
Oh wow.
So go ahead, do that. Follow all of us on
Actually,
Twitter.
these
yeah,
is
you can
kinda
just-
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they awesome?
These are kinda dope.
They only give those out for Loot Crate only. You
Loot
can't.
Crate?
Yeah, you can't find those anywhere.
Cool.
This
My-
is dope.
And then next month I will be giving away a PlayStation Plus account.
Oh, really?
Yep.
You giving away a PlayStation?
Yeah. Not a PlayStation, just a PlayStation Plus account.
When you gonna give me a game?
How do you like?
I am gonna get a
How do you like
game.
your new Google? What's it called? Nexus. What's it called?
Isn't it?
I don't know.
I was like-
I don't even think about Android phones.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a Samsung 6 Edge. It's awesome. I like the camera. I love the battery life. I think it's awesome. If anybody has it, please
Okay.
tell me what you guys think about it.
All
I
right.
only don't like Lollipop. Lollipop's kind of driving me insane a little bit.
I'm out.
That's
Okay.
it. Yeah.
It's bigger than my measly iPhone 6. Of
It's
course.
a little thicker. You know, a little longer.
All right.
me
That's
see.
what she
Yes.
said. All right. That's it.
It's just a little. It's
That's all we
wider.
got.
Yeah, that's all. That's all we
That's
got.
all we
You need
got.
to go see more movies.
See more movies. Uncharted 4.
You'll see
we'll peep it out.
Joe. You'll see Joe. Not Mad Max.
Keely?
Magic Mike.
Magic Mike XL. You guys are laughing. That movie's gonna be all right.
Oh my word.
I mean, I won't see it.
Anyway.
Where can we find you guys on social media?
Oh, it's a good question, Akili Shine. Where can folks find you?
Man, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Akili Shine, AKILISSHINE. And where can folks find you, lovely?
Oh, you can find me all over the interwebs and where Alexis Torres are sold at
Oh.
atorres890. Follow me.
Me, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Periscope and others at Joe
He's
K.
addicted to Periscope.
I am at Joe K. Braswell. I might be periscoping tonight,
Should do it.
late night.
Oh, all right. I'm out. I'm out. Done.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank
There
you
you
for
go.
tuning in.
Hollywood
Redefined.
redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.